Good day, everyone. Welcome to Mobile Device Manager Plus free training offered by Manage Engine. I'm Darshana, a product expert from Manage Engine, and I'll be your trainer for today's session. So, here is our training schedule. This is a 3-week training program designed to acquaint you with the full range of capabilities offered by Mobile Device Manager Plus. So, we are in week 1 today, where we will demonstrate how to enroll mobile devices and certain device provisioning features. Next week is about app management, where we'll be dealing with how to install, uninstall, and update applications on your mobile devices. And the third week is about the modern management of Windows 10, 11, and MacBooks. All these 3 sessions will be recorded and it will be available in the below mentioned URL. And also, all the registered participants will get the recorded training video once after this webinar series gets over. So let us see the training agenda for today. We'll be starting off with the overview of Mobile Device Manager Plus, which will include a general introduction about Mobile Device Manager Plus, the product architecture, and its prerequisites. So followed by this, I will demonstrate how to enroll mobile devices using MDM. So the enrollment methods are divided into 2 parts. So the first part is for the devices that are already in use by your employees, that is personal owned devices. And the second part will have the devices that are newly purchased and how we will manage them before handing them to your employees. So we will then see how to push corporate configurations such as Wi-Fi, VPN, email settings to your managed devices. This is to ensure that the devices are ready to use your corporate data. So followed by this, we will look into how to prevent unauthorized access or unauthorized devices to your corporate email. After this, we will discuss a few scenarios that are commonly faced by the organizations along with the solutions to it. Now let us start off with the overview of Mobile Device Manager Plus. With MDM, you can manage devices across the well-known operating systems such as Apple, Android, Windows, and even Chrome OS. So MDM supports different types of devices, so you can manage smartphones, tablets, laptops, desktops, and Android and Apple TVs. So Mobile Device Manager Plus comes in 3 variants. It is available as an integrated suite with Manage Engine Endpoint Central, which is a complete endpoint management solution. So we do offer as a standalone product Mobile Device Manager Plus, which is available on both cloud and on-premises. So if there are any MSP audience today, like service providers who wish to manage devices from different companies, then we do provide Mobile Device Manager Plus MSP Edition, which is also available on both cloud and on-premise version. So as business needs continue to evolve, it is necessary for any software to open up communication with other applications to deliver real-time service and meet the business requirements. Hence, we do leverage our MDM to integrate with other solutions. So you can integrate our MDM with our own in-house ticketing solution called Manage Engine Service Desk Plus and other help desk solutions like ServiceNow, Jira Service Desk, Zendesk. So additionally, you can also integrate MDM with our in-house applications like Zoho CRM, which is a customer relationship management software, and Zoho Creator, using which you can create custom applications. You can also integrate with Zoho One all-in-one suite of applications. So it has more than 40 enterprise applications in a bundle. Apart from this list, if you wish to integrate with any other applications, then you can use the below given URL to view a list of publicly available APIs. Here is our product architecture. It has 3 major components, the MDM server, the notification services, and the managed devices. So the MDM server contacts the notification services to wake up the mobile devices. The devices then get in touch with the MDM server for further instructions. Since the devices that are being managed are mobile, you need to ensure that your MDM server is available or reachable at all times. This can be done by NATing the private IP to the public IP of your MDM server. If in case you're worried about security and do not wish to expose your MDM server to the internet, then MDM provides you with an option wherein you can configure a secure gateway server which acts as an intermediary between your MDM server and the internet. So all these settings are only for the on-premise MDM setup. If you are using the cloud version of your product, you need not worry about these settings. So we also allow you to integrate our MDM with a few directory services like Azure Active Directory, Okta, and G Suite to make user assignment and user management seamless. So to ensure secure and fast communication between all of these three major components, here is a list of ports that need to be opened at all times. So as I mentioned earlier, these are required only for on-premise MDM setup, not for cloud version of MDM. So how does MDM actually manage devices? When it comes to Android devices, you need to necessarily download the ME MDM application, which acts as an agent on the device to manage them. Whereas in case of Apple, Windows, and Chrome, MDM leverages the native client present on them to manage the devices effectively. So before moving on to how to enroll mobile devices, let us take a quick look at our MDM console. So this is our product dashboard. Under home section, you'll be able to see how many devices are enrolled and how many of them are pending to be enrolled and how many users are onboarded. And you can also find a neat display with a summary of all predefined details such as type of devices, platform type, app summary, and so on. So all the activities that takes place in the MDM console are recorded under the audit log feed over here. So moving to device management tab, where you can do all the management tasks like grouping devices or users. So you can configure profiles and add applications and distribute them to your devices. You can share files using content management, and you can update OS on the devices. So, and then you have an inventory tab over here. Here you can check all the asset details. If you click on the individual device, you'll be able to see a lot of information about the devices, like the device type, the device model, IMEI number, and the OS details, network summary, and so on. So apart from this, you can track the location of your devices and scan the devices periodically for updated information, and you can even monitor the battery level on the devices. So moving on to enrollment tab, where you can find a list of enrollment options available across different platforms like Apple, Android, Windows, and Chrome. So these are all the enrollment methods supported by MDM. Under Reports tab, you will find a set of predefined reports like app reports, hardware and location reports, geo-tracking status, and the security report. So you can also schedule these reports based on your business use case, or even generate a query-based report. Under Admin tab, you can perform all the administrative tasks like creating multiple users based on roles. So under User Administration, you can create multiple users, and you can rebrand your company's logo, or you can configure inventory settings and device privacy settings and so on. So we have a support tab over here. You can explore our community forums and to connect with other users and ask questions and share your insights. Then you can find the links to all our help resources. And if you're running into any difficulties, we're always available on chat. You can use the support tab to raise your request. Our support team will respond to your queries immediately. So now moving on to the next segment of the training, which is enrolling the devices. So in order to manage mobile devices using MDM, you should enroll your devices to the MDM server. So to understand how to choose the enrollment method for your devices, let us take a quick example. So I am a part of an organization called Zilker, and my company has given me a set of devices to enroll and manage with the MDM solution. So these are all the two types of devices over here, devices that are already in use and the devices that are freshly purchased from resellers or from the device vendors directly. So first, let us focus on scenario 1, where your devices are already in use by your employees. Here, MDM provides you with two options to tackle this scenario. The first option is to enroll your devices using email invites, and the second option is to enroll devices via self-enrollment. So before looking at each of these enrollment options in detail, we need to understand when to use these enrollment options. So invite and self-enrollment can be used when the devices are owned by your employees, that is personal device. So the second scenario is when you have distributed a device to your employees, but it is personally enabled. So that is, you're allowing them to access their personal data on the corporate device. And the last scenario is when you are migrating your device without performing a factory reset. So now let's understand the benefits of enrolling devices via invite and self-enrollment. The first big benefit is that it lets you to isolate the personal and corporate data, ensuring that you have full control over the corporate data, whereas the user has his own privacy. On Android devices, you can create a logical container intended for corporate apps and data. And you can also prevent unauthorized data access. And the last benefit is that you can restrict the sharing of corporate data from managed apps to unmanaged apps. So this adds an additional layer of security. So let us get into enrollment with invites. This is how the enrollment by invite actually works. We have made this very simple. First, the admin sends an invite to the user, after which the user has to follow the steps given in the invite. Then they can either choose to scan the QR code or access the enrollment URL given in the invite to complete the enrollment. Once the enrollment is done, the device gets registered with MDM. So I'll show you how this is done on the MDM server. So you have to log into the MDM server and click on the enrollment tab. So before setting up the email invite for enrollment, there is one condition. If you want to enroll Apple devices into MDM, Apple mandates that to have an APNs certificate to manage devices using any MDM solution. This is to ensure that the communication between MDM server and the Apple devices is secure. So to create an Apple push notification certificate, on the console, click on enrollment and select APNs certificate from the left pane. First, you have to create a new Apple ID specific for your organization. And then after this, download the vendor signed CSR file from here. Then you need to log into the APNs portal. So this is how the APNs portal looks. And here you click on create a certificate and you can go through the terms of use and click on accept. Now upload the vendor signed CSR which you have downloaded from the MDM server and click on upload. So you will receive a confirmation message like this. Now you can go ahead and download your APNs certificate. Once downloaded it, come back to the MDM server and upload it here. So this certificate will expire in 1 year. So you can provide an email notification to notify as soon as your APNs is going to expire. Now that we have configured APNs certificate to enroll Apple devices, so let us see how to send email invites to the devices for this. Navigate to enrollment section and click on enroll device and select iOS. So you can either choose to enroll your devices by yourself or through user invites. So now click on through user invites and select the user and select the ownership type of the device, that is personal or corporate. So you can also assign the devices to different groups. Now click on send enrollment invite. So in case if you're not sure about the OS types of your employees' devices, then you can go for OS independent enrollment option. So now let us see what happens on the device end. Once the user scans the QR code or accesses the enrollment URL, a message will be conveyed like this, so that an MDM profile will be installed on the device. They have to click on continue and the profile will be installed on the device. Once the profile is installed, the device will be under the management of MDM. A few conditions. These invites are specific to individual users and the OTP present in the enrollment mail will expire in 7 days. In this case, the admin has to send a new enrollment invite to the user. Moving to next enrollment method, self-enrollment. So this is the workflow. First, the admin will publish a common URL. Once the user accesses this URL, they'll be prompted to authenticate their device with directory credentials. So the condition for this enrollment is directory services must be configured to ensure that the users authenticate themselves before enrolling so that the admin will be aware of who's enrolling the devices. Once authentication is completed, the device gets enrolled into MDM. So on the MDM server, click on self-enrollment. So here you can choose to allow self-enrollment for all the groups or only for specific groups. So you can also limit the number of devices that you want to allow for your employees to enroll and select whether you want to assign the devices to specific groups. Now you can click on save. So the moment the user accesses the enrollment URL, they'll be prompted to download the MEMDM application and then they have to enter the OTP and authenticate with their directory credentials and click on continue. Once enrolled, this is how it looks. Since I've enrolled an Android device, you can see the work container is created for corporate data. Now we will look at how you can enroll new devices into MDM. These are the main conditions. First, you need to complete the initial setup. That is, you have to integrate MDM with a few portals like Apple Business Manager and Zero Touch. Also, there will be little admin or user intervention required. So these are the few automated enrollment methods that we support in our MDM. We have a lot more, but due to time constraints, we'll be going through Apple Business Manager ABM for Apple devices and Zero Touch enrollment for Android devices. So the benefits of automated enrollment are you will get full support for all the profiles and configurations that we support in our MDM. And you can silently install applications on the devices without any user intervention. And you can lock down your devices in kiosk mode with a set of approved apps. So you can also manage or schedule OS updates on the devices. So the conditions that need to be met for these automated enrollment methods are You need to create an account with Apple or Google or Samsung, and also you need to purchase the devices either from authorized resellers or from the device vendors directly. This is the workflow for automated enrollment. First, you need to integrate the portals like ABM, Zero Touch with MDM console, and then add the devices to the respective portals, and then you can distribute and activate your devices. So as soon as you activate the device will be automatically registered with MDM. So first, let us see how Apple Business Manager works. So ABM is a free program provided by Apple for MDM solutions to enroll Apple devices and manage and distribute apps silently and so on. So the first step in Apple Business Manager is to generate a server token, which is also known as location token or VPP token. So this token is mainly used for secure communication between Apple and your MDM server. Download the public key from here. Next, you have to sign into the ABM portal with your organization's Apple ID. As I mentioned earlier, this account should be specific for your organization. Now, go to the ABM portal and click on Settings, navigate to Device Management Settings, and click on Add MDM Server. So here, we are creating a virtual MDM server to which you can assign the devices. So under MDM servers, click on Add MDM server and enter all the required details to add a new server. Provide a name for your server, and you can upload the public key which you have downloaded from the MDM server. After this, you can generate a new secure token. So this token has to be uploaded on the MDM server to integrate the ABM portal. Download the server token and you can upload it here. So in this case, you also get the privilege of skipping a few device activation settings. So every time you turn on a new Apple device, you will be asked to set up many configurations or preferences. Here, MDM allows you to skip these initial setups on the device to make the device activation simpler. Once you click on Create, you can see the servers that you created on the ABM portal will be displayed here. Now go back to the ABM portal and add the devices to the virtual MDM server. Click on Settings, Device Management Settings. So enter the Apple customer number and reseller ID. Once this is done, your devices can be added to the MDM server that you've just created. This is how the view will be on the ABM portal. All your device information will be displayed here. Now you can click on Edit Device Management and assign it to the MDM servers. Select the virtual MDM server which we have created previously and click on Done. So let us see the device activation process. As soon as you turn on a new Apple device, this is how it looks. So this message will be displayed. Since we've skipped all the initial setups, the configuration gets downloaded automatically on the device, and now the device will be under the management of MDM. Now, the benefit of Apple Business Manager is not only automated enrollment, you will get full control over the device, and even if the device is factory reset, the MDM profile will not be removed from the device. So now we have finished ABM. Moving on to Zero Touch Enrollment. The process of Zero Touch Enrollment is similar to ABM, where you have to integrate Zero Touch portal with MDM and add the devices. On the MDM console, click on Zero Touch Enrollment under Android, and you have to link the Zero Touch iframe with managed Google Play using your organization's Google account. The devices added by your resellers will be available on the Zero Touch portal. So similar to ABM method, as soon as the device is activated, this is how the setup will look on the device. Once you click on Finish, the device will be completely managed by MDM. So these are the enrollment methods that we support in our MDM. Due to time constraints, we could cover invite and self-enrollment for personal devices, and for new corporate devices, we've taken a look at ABM for Apple device and zero-touch enrollment for Android devices. You can pick any enrollment method that is suitable for your organization's requirements. And if you ever want a demonstration of any other enrollment methods, we'll be happy to schedule personalized demo for you at your request. You can drop in your contact details or request for the demo at the end of the session. Our support team will get back to you with a customized demo of whichever enrollment method you want. So now that we have completed how to enroll mobile devices, but it doesn't stop here. In order to manage mobile devices and secure the data present on them, you need to provision the devices with certain corporate policies. So now I'm going to demonstrate how you can apply those policies to the devices. So we all know that passcode is the first layer of security for a device. So let us take a look at how to configure a passcode profile to unlock your device. On the MDM server, navigate to Device Management tab. As I mentioned already, under Profiles is where you can configure different policies and restrictions to your devices. So click on Profiles and now click on Create a Profile. I'm choosing an Android profile this time. So provide a name for your profile. And click on Continue. So these are all the different profiles and policies that we support to make sure that your devices are completely secure. So select passcode and define a passcode policy for your entire device or only for the work profile. So you can choose whether to go with a pattern lock or number lock or alphanumeric value. So let's say if anyone tries to enter a wrong passcode for more than 6 or 7 times, then you can automatically reset your device to protect the corporate data. So you can use this maximum number of failed attempts, or you can even restrict the users from using the biometrics such as passcode, fingerprint, iris scanning, or face scanning. So likewise, you can choose the appropriate passcode policy based on your business needs. So you need to save the profile before jumping into other settings. So click on Save and publish this profile to distribute to your devices. So now you can select the groups or devices. Select any device. Under Actions, click on Associate Profile and select the passcode profile that we've just created. As soon as the profile is associated to the device, the user will be prompted to set up a new passcode that you have configured. So now moving on to restrictions profile. Click on Profiles. So under Restrictions, these are all the restrictions that we support. We have categorized all these based on functionality, application, network settings, and location settings, display settings. So let us say if I do not want my employees to access the device camera, I can go ahead and restrict it. Or if I do not want them to access the microphone on the device, I can restrict that as well. And you can configure the display settings. You can set up the brightness level on the device, and under application, you can restrict your users from installing unapproved applications. And you can configure the Wi-Fi settings on the device and so on. Now you can click on save. So likewise, you can configure these restrictions based on your business requirements. And if you want to ensure that your employees connect only to your corporate Wi-Fi network, then you can configure Wi-Fi profile, provide a Wi-Fi SSID, and then select the security type. You can select the security type and provide the passcode. And now click on save. And if you want to configure more than one Wi-Fi network, then you can use this option to add more. Similarly, you can configure a VPN profile for your devices. You have to provide the connection name, the connection type, server name or IP address, and the authentication settings. And you have to click on save. So likewise, you can configure these settings. You can also set up wallpaper for your devices. If you want to display a customized message on your device screen, you can use this assert tag information profile for it. So once you've configured all the settings, you click on save and publish this profile. Now your profile is ready to distribute to your groups and devices. So now let us move on to see how you can secure corporate email from unauthorized access. We have the conditional exchange access policy in our MDM. So where you can integrate the MDM with your corporate exchange server and enforce the policy so that only authorized devices or users can access your corporate exchange server. So go to the device management tab and click on conditional access. So provide your Office 365 account or on-premise details and then save this information. Then click on configure. And then now you can choose whether to apply this policy for all the users or only for selected users. Select whether to block unenrolled users immediately or after a certain number of days. You can also provide a grace period depending on how long you want your users to be blocked. And if you enable this option, you will be notified through email every time a device is enrolled or blocked. Now you can click on apply policy. So this is how you can secure your mail server. So as technology grows, we use numerous applications or websites on our mobile devices. So managing authentication and remembering multiple passwords becomes a difficult task. So you can make use of Extensible SSO to ensure seamless and secure user experience by allowing your employees to access multiple applications with a single set of login credentials. To configure Extensible SSO, you have to navigate to device management. So click on profile, create profile, and select iOS. And click on continue. Now select Extensible SSO. Select the extension type, whether credential or redirect or Kerberos, and provide the extension identifier and the team identifier and other details like realm, host name. So you can even exclude the apps from single sign-on. Once you've configured all the details, you can click on save and publish the device and go ahead and distribute it to your devices. So I've just explained the enrollment procedure or a few use cases. In case if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat box. I have a panel of experts with me to respond to your queries immediately. Now I'm going to share some real-time scenarios and the solutions for it. First scenario, is it possible to be notified whenever a critical event takes place on a mobile device? Yes, it is possible. We have recently introduced a new feature called alerts, using which you can create alert policy. So to receive alerts on the device events, like whenever a SIM card is inserted or removed, whenever the location services are disabled or enabled. Likewise, you can configure the alert policy and provide the email address to be notified and click on save. So whenever the configured event or the settings get modified on the device, and you will be notified. So the second scenario, can we enroll devices not purchased from authorized resellers into Apple Business Manager? So as I mentioned earlier, that one of the conditions for enrolling Apple devices into APM is that the device has to be purchased from the authorized reseller. So if you want to get the benefits of ABM and you want complete device management, there is a workaround for this. You can use another enrollment method called Apple Configurator. So first, you need to connect the devices into a MacBook which has the Apple Configurator setup installed on it. While the prepare device setup pops up, there will be an option to add devices to device enrollment program, which is now known as Apple Business Manager. So you have to enable this option, and then you can click on next and complete the process. Your devices will be added to the ABM server as well. Third scenario, I want to leverage the benefits of zero touch enrollment, but some of my devices are not supported. How do I enroll these devices? So here you have another enrollment option in Android. You can go with EMM or QR code enrollment. Even if your devices are not zero touch supported, you can just scan the QR code and enroll your devices. And if your device does not support camera, then you can go for NFC enrollment where you need to install the NFC enrollment app on your admin device and can just bump the target devices and enroll them. So fourth scenario, what happens when two contradictory profiles are applied to the device? It depends on the operating system again. So if it is an Apple device, the most stringent or secure policy will get applied on the device. Let's say there are two profiles, one with camera restricted and the second one with camera allowed. So if you push these two profiles to the same device, the camera restriction will stay behind on the device because most secure policy will be overridden. But when it comes to Android device, the latest policy will take precedence. So let's say if you have applied camera restriction on the first profile and second profile with camera enabled, when these profiles are distributed to the same device, the second profile will be applied on the device. So the last scenario, how you can ensure users connect only to Wi-Fi distributed using MDM. To make this compulsory, you can create a profile for it. So under restrictions, click on network and roaming. So you can choose whether the Wi-Fi to be always on or off. And then there is an option called connect to Wi-Fi only if distributed via MDM. You can configure this. Now you can go ahead and publish this profile so that your devices will connect only to the Wi-Fi network that is configured or distributed through MDM. We have come to the end of the webinar. I hope you've liked the training session. Please rate us on a scale of 1 to 5, where 5 is the best. If you like our training sessions, please spread the word using the hashtag Mobile Device Manager Plus or Manage Engine. So since we're all connected on social media platform, you can use any of these platform to connect with us. So save the date for our upcoming session on app management and device security provisioning, where we'll demonstrate how to install, uninstall, and update applications. This will be happening on 21st May. Stay tuned for further updates. Do follow us on LinkedIn and stay up to date with Manage Engine UEMS news. You can either scan this QR code or access this URL to follow us on LinkedIn. I thank each and every one of you for joining the session today.